Hi, I'm Tammy Randolph, the Director of Investor Development at the Cleveland Bradley Chamber of Commerce. Every time I say that, it's such a mouthful, and I forget to breathe. We are here to tell you the Chamber does what? People ask us all the time, what does the Chamber do? And so we decided to do this to give you a little idea of what the Chamber staff does and what our members are doing in the community and why they're a Chamber member. So today we are at the Moorlock Youth Force Center for the Boys and Girls Club at the Pie Center. And my guests today are Eric Hozouri, the store manager at Food City. I just remember Missouri with an H.
Go.
There you go. And Ronda Blankenship, the human relations coordinator for Food City. And they're with the Ocoee Crossing location, which is my Food City. It's just down the street. Like I said, I go there 3 or 4 times a day when I'm cooking because I forget things.
You always liked you, Tammy.
But thank you. Tell me a little bit about the store. I know y'all have been Chamber members with us since 2015 in previous incarnations, but tell me a little bit about Food City.
So yeah, here locally in Cleveland, there's been a lot of activity in the past year. So our store at Ocoee Crossing went through a remodel about this time last year. We expanded that another 10,000 square foot, some new amenities, and grand reopened about end of January last year. So, and since we've done that, it's been tremendous. I mean, the business has boomed. Great food feedback from our customers. It's been very well welcomed from the community, and we appreciate that. Going back to July of last year, we opened up our Candies Creek store, which has also been a very big win for us. I still hear positive comments about from customers who live in the area and say, hey, we're so glad to have a store in our area that's close to home. And then forward to October, we opened up a new store in Ocoee in Polk County. So lots of big things happening in Cleveland for us with the past year, and we're excited about that. Kind of excited to see things settle down a little bit now. Now we can kind of get back to business and doing normal things, but it's been exciting.
Mm-hmm. Great. Rhonda, what do you do at Ocoee Crossing?
I'm the human relations coordinator.
Okay. And so one of the things that you do, you work with the community outreach, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Like we've got a program that we do at the Chamber, the Best Partnership. And so that's a program you're involved with?
I am very much so.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do for the Best Partner? Who is your Best Partnership? Best Partners. See, words don't work for me. Stands for Business and Education Serving Together, and so that's where the Chamber matches up a Chamber member business with a Chamber member school. And so your school is Mayfield Elementary?
It is Mayfield Elementary.
What are some of the things? Well, first of all, why did y'all want to be a Best Partner?
Well, I love the concept. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Our schools, we have such great faculty, administrators in our schools that have these great ideas and want to do great things, but they're always so limited due to resources. Any of us that have children that have gone through the school know this well. So the whole concept of being able to partner a school with a business partner and be able to kind of work off of each other and support and help each other, I thought was fantastic. So we thought it was a great idea. We wanted to jump right into it. Rodna, her official title is HRC. Her actual real title is Keep Eric Looking Good and Keeping Straight and Narrow. So when we got into this, Rodna's the one that actually comes up with all the great ideas. She's been wonderful to work with Mayfield Elementary and coming up with some, outside the box ideas, things we can do for the kids, some events at the store. She could talk a little bit more about it later, but you'll understand why I say she makes me look good.
Well, I appreciate all that very much. When we partnered 2024, 2025 with Mayfield Elementary, we have went into the school and we've done small things like donations that we do with desserts. And at Halloween, we took pumpkins to every child in the school, miniature pumpkins, and seen that they had those. But some of the things that are interactive in the community that really helps. Recently in February, we had what we call Math Night. And it was really exciting because it was K through 5th grade. And the teachers got involved. Even the principal got involved. And what really was great about it is that the parents had to get involved, because what we call Math Night is that they would come to the store and we have little tables set up. Each student has an assignment that they pick up from their teacher. They go through the store and it's on their grade level. So the kindergartners may go through and find something packaged in 6. They may find something that costs $5.99, and they have to write all this down. And it was also like a scavenger hunt. We had tickets out that if they found a ticket while they were doing their assignment, they brought it back to their teacher and they received a prize. And everybody had great fun. The parents got involved because the parents had to bring the students, and that was a good involvement. And then after it was all over, we had a pizza party. They had pizza, drinks, cookies, and the parents were invited to that also, and everybody just had a really good time. But it involved them so much in getting out and going around the store and talking to some of our employees and asking them questions. How much does this cost? The 5th grade had to do a priced meal. They had to write down how to serve a meal for like $50. So they were, trying to find out how much the meat was. And it was helping them with their mathematics and their social skills and shopping and just letting them know what mom and dad is having to do every day when they go out to the supermarket. So it's really a lot of fun. And also, I hope I'm not talking too much, but coming up, I have a Mayfield kindergarten tour. There's about 82 kindergartners, and then there's about 8 teachers coming. But we're going to do a tour of the store, and the students get to watch them core a pineapple, which they've never seen done before.
I've never seen that done.
And it's interesting. And then they get to sample the pineapple if they're not allergic. And we're going to let them watch ground beef being ground. And we talked to them about cross-contamination, and they have to wear a bonnet, a hairnet on their hair to go back into that area in order to be able to see that stuff. And we also have in May, we have the Teachers Appreciation Dinner that we're doing for the teachers at Mayfield. We're hosting that. This day after the kids leave, then the teachers will still be there. We're going to host them a lunch. So that's some of the things that we're doing, but most of that will get the teachers involved. It gets the parents involved and teaches them about the store and shopping in the community.
Amazing, because when we began this partnership with Mayfield back in fall of 23, we didn't have these ideas. None of these things were, we just kind of went into it. What can we do? How can we help? And it's amazing to see, Rodna working with the staff and coming up with the great ideas that she has, how some of these things have evolved. And, like math, that's fantastic. I've been in this business for all my life, and some of these events are pretty great. I mean, these students get to come into our stores and experience things that they don't get to experience. And it's something that, like I said, they're new. I've never done that before in my career either. So it's pretty exciting.
Well, and that's it, because you find what works for both of you. It's not like there's not a checklist that you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. You find what works, what's going to be compatible, and what's rewarding for both sides. And I think that's good that it's not a cookie cutter program. It's whatever works for the business and the school at that time. So that's really kind of cool. So that's one of the things that you do. I also want to congratulate you all. We had the Hot Slaw Festival not too long ago, and there's a professional Hot Slaw winner. So that was good. That's exciting. So,
kind of a quick little story there. Someone asked me, because we sponsored the Hot Slaw Festival the past few years, and we went and had a great time. They do a great job. I don't want to start naming people because I'll forget people. I'll leave people out for sure. But, someone asked me, they said, well, are you guys entered in the hot slaw contest? And I said, well, no, we typically don't do that. And they said, well, why not? Why aren't we? So we entered, and, sure enough, we won. So
there you go.
You got to shoot your shot, right?
It is, and it's a blind taste test, so it's not like they knew, this is a sponsor. That it's a blind test, so it could have been anybody's. So congratulations. And y'all sell that in the store, right?
We do. We actually
in the store every day.
Yeah, we do. And most people know we acquired Cook's Food Store a couple years ago, and when we did that, we acquired their recipe that they've had for so many years. I'm so popular with them, so we actually make that Cook's hot slaw recipe, which is very, very popular.
That's great. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Well, I have one question that has absolutely nothing to do with anything we've talked about. And I want to find out now, before I ask that, are you originally from Cleveland, or did you come to Cleveland?
I'm originally from Cleveland, born and raised, never really left other than a short little stint, but born and raised here.
There you go. Rodna, what about you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So born and raised in Cleveland. So I've got a two-part question for you. first part is, what is your favorite thing or place or anything in Cleveland and Bradley County? And secondly, if someone is coming to Cleveland and they're a visitor, is it the same place, or is there some place that you got to do this? We have to go this. What is your favorite thing about Cleveland and Bradley County?
Well, I'll go first. I think my favorite thing about Cleveland Bradley County is just the area. It really is. I'm not a big outdoorsman, but I do love to be outdoors around water. Got in kayaking a couple years ago, and we have just so many beautiful areas of this, and just around Cleveland and Bradley County, not just within Cleveland and Bradley County, but it's so accessible. And that's the first thing I say about anyone who, a lot of times I'll interview someone who just moved here from California or another state, and that's one of the things that, I'll tell them right off the bat is, because to me that's one of the most impressive things that we have is just the natural beauty of our area.
Have you done you say you like kayaking, have you done the Hiwassee Blue Way? Have you seen the Blue Way Trail?
Absolutely.
That is beautiful.
It is. Sure is.
What about you, Rhonda?
I'm not adventurous. I don't kayak.
She skydives in her spare time.
I do agree with the water, the trails, my grandchildren love the falls, just walking the trails and stuff like that. One of my favorite things is, and this is interesting because when I was working the Hot Slaw Festival on Saturday, so many of the people talked to me about the fact that they were able to bring their pets. And we saw a pet monkey, we saw pet dogs, all breeds and everything. And they love the fact that Cleveland lets them get out and walk and bring those. We have the Sweet Tea Festival coming up. We have the Hot Slaw Festival. They have stuff like that. You can come in and you can spend $50 or you can spend nothing and still enjoy yourself and have a good time. Walk around and meet people and see good things. And I always find that interesting. I think that's a good thing about Cleveland, that we're so involved, shutting down and bringing these booths in and people in and talking with them.
The community, that's when people come in and they're talking to us about wanting to move here, come here, and that's the thing I say. It doesn't matter how big we get, it's that Southern hospitality, that Southern genteel, and the community feel with the block party, with, like you said, with the Hot Slaw Festival, with everything that happens, and it fosters that community feeling. And I think it doesn't matter how big we are, we're still waving to our neighbors, opening doors, and I think that's a great thing about Cleveland and Bradley County.
The Greenway is expanding, and it's also great not only for health reasons, but just for the community also.
Mm-hmm.
You asked me one, but I'm going to go into that too. It's just such a great place to raise a family. It really is. Like you said, it's so community minded. There's so many activities, and all the nonprofits that we have, and just the way the community supports one another in this area. It's really remarkable.
Yes.
I agree. Well, thank you both very much for coming in today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Please like us, follow, share, all those fancy words you're supposed to use, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.